Daniel, you are from World Luxury House Sitter. Today I'm doing a good interview because I like to interview other house sitter, and when I find some cool people, I like to talk to them and show or ask them questions about what they live, how they feel, and and I know our guests gonna are brand new in the luxury house sitting. I mean the house sitting, and they just start. So I'm introducing Thoromar and Hulda. How are you?
Very good.
Very good.
Thanks.
So you're in Mexico right now. Cool. So tell me a little bit about your background. So for people to know about where you're from, what you did in your life, regular life.
Yeah, what shall I say? I have been working as an opera singer for over 20 years, and I really needed some change because of the hectic life around that. So this has been sort of for a few years a dream for me to relax a bit, but have the opportunity to visit around the world. So here I am.
Cool. So where are you from, first of all?
I am from Iceland.
Okay.
I was born and raised up in the north of Iceland. And then I moved to Reykjavik, which is the capital of Iceland.
Okay.
Then I went to England to study after I had been in Berlin for 1 year. So
cool.
Yeah.
So you take a break right now. And what about you?
Well, same with me, born in Iceland. I was, 19 when I moved to the States.
Okay.
Moved to the United States and went to school, went to film school.
Okay.
And stayed there for many years before I moved back. And because of my work, I have lived in Germany, in Cologne in Germany. I've lived in London. I've lived in Miami. I've lived in Los Angeles and Reykjavik. And I've traveled quite a bit because of my work. Well, early this year, we decided to see if we would be, to look into becoming house sitters.
Okay.
And mostly and mainly because, there are places in the world that we have not visited, like Mexico, for instance, where we are right now. So we joined the house sitters community, and we were lucky enough to start our house sitting in Germany.
How long ago did you start?
Our first house sit was in September, right around September, October.
That was it was only for a week, so it was quite a short stay. Yeah. That a first experience really. So that was really good, and we were really having lovely animals to take care of, and met lovely people.
Because this is to help other house sitters. So and I know we talk about that you have a little bit of an experience for the first house sitting, and just to help other house sitter, because it's mainly going to be house sitter that looking at the interview. Can you tell us, if you want to, a bit what happened when you did it, when you first started? What happened?
When we sent the application online to our first house sit, we waited for maybe 4 days until we got a reply, and the people in Germany asked if we could set up a Zoom call, so we would meet them in person, so to speak, online. And we were accepted a couple of days later.
Okay.
And so we immediately had to arrange for our flights, obviously, and then get a confirmation and send that stuff to the people who we were going to house it for. They, accepted us, and we sort of put the puzzle together about when they left, we would have a possibility to come to their house actually, because we left Iceland early. So we did come a couple of days early, met with them at their house, met the animals.
You didn't have a confirmation, a firm confirmation, I think. I mean, they didn't
Yes.
press on the button to confirm you.
That one was confirmed.
Okay, that one. Okay,
So,
that's the other one after.
Yeah, the thing is
Yes.
that we, to begin with, our first really commitment was in Mexico.
In Mexico.
So that one was
Okay.
not accepted.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I
But
want to talk
because-
about.
Yeah, so but because we were on our way to Mexico and we were going through Berlin, and we thought, okay, it's interesting to see if we will have some house sit in Berlin on our way to Mexico. So
Yeah.
that sort of became our first one in Berlin.
Okay, okay, I didn't know. I thought your first one was in Mexico.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
first
but
one
that
was confirmed,
Yes.
but the second one, that's where the first one in Mexico is where you didn't have a confirmation, a firm conversation. Because I want to talk about that because
Yes.
I'm talking about the process also to people who want to know when you start, you know, when you just and of course it's kind of hard to know exactly the technical part, let's say, about
Right.
what is it, how I do it, and especially when you have an airplane ticket to take, when you have money to spend to go to that country, it's very, very important that you get a confirmation. I just want to talk about why you need a confirmation. And I don't know if I told you about that, because that was from Trusted House Sitter, I think.
Everything about the house sit in Germany was done by the book, as we have explained, that we had a confirmation. We sent them the airline confirmation, the tickets.
Yeah.
We went to see them before they left for Croatia. We spent the week there. We had a very detailed instructions on how to perform our duties at their house. We had a lovely stay. Everything was as expected. And we did not even get a chance to meet them when they came back, because we had to leave for our second sit in Mexico, which, by the way, did not have the same
vibe.
No.
No.
We did not get a confirmation. We did not speak to them online, face to face. They did not want to set up a video call.
Yeah.
Only the lady at the house spoke with us. We never spoke to her husband.
I would like to say that because we didn't have more experience than that, and then we sort of accepted it this way, we were always wondering, should it be different? And so we had already sent them a confirmation with our flight details.
Yeah.
So she knew that we had already bought the tickets to go. After that little chat we had on the website, Trusted House Sitters, we went on to WhatsApp. So we have all our conversations backed up, but we went through it just to see, okay, what should we have done? What could we have done better?
Yeah.
Because it was a really difficult experience, but we learned a lot from it.
Of course.
I think what would have been so beneficial to us as we were starting out, if we would have had some sort of coaching or some sort of initial introduction to, what is expected of us, what should we expect from the house sit itself, etc., because it's a whole world of new experience, which is very difficult to find out as you go along.
Yeah, I know. We've been doing that for 4 years, and I know exactly how you feel. But I just want to go back to the confirmation, because this is one of the major points when you do have a new house sit. The confirmation, just like, because in Trusted House Sitter, and we decide to stay only with Trusted House Sitter, because that's the one that's offer insurance, insurance for you and insurance for the homeowner. And the other platform doesn't get that. If you are premium, the trusted house sitter, it's you get a whole bunch of opportunity. But if they don't put the confirmation, that means you're not there. You're not. You're not insured. You're not, even if something would happen, and that's very important to mention to people. If something would happen, and let's just say you are doing house sitting, and the people, like what just happened to me right now, decide to put it longer, and we reserve on house sitter before, let's say for 3 months, not 3 months, let's say 3 weeks, but by talking with us, she wants to have 3 months instead of 3 weeks. She has to change the date. If she doesn't change the date, first of all, you're like in the nowhere land. You're not insured, and she's not insured, and a lot of people don't know about that. And plus, it's a whole bunch of stuff, like you add also a solar house in your hand. And that was a totally different experience, like what we just had. And this is something we have to tell people to really watch if you have some experience, or if the owner wants to give you some information too.
The thing is that when we are in Mexico for our first time, the difference between living in Iceland and taking care of Icelandic house or home and live there, summer or winter time is very different. So when we come to another country, everything is different. We don't have these solar panels there. And it takes time, and takes time to realize what to
do, what
to take care of, and what to be responsible for.
Of course.
And of course, they invited us to stay 2 or 3 days earlier and stay in their home to get to know these things, but they didn't do any listing really. So that's also what we learned from that. They didn't confirm that thing on Trusted House Sitters website. So they wrote down things, and they were not reliable at all. So
it was half a page, a page long of instructions and phone numbers to call if something went wrong, and that's it.
The thing is that because we were in Berlin before and had all those detailed informations, one could say that we should have asked about this and be more firm about what we need. But we went for trusting what we had, but that was not enough. So we really have to, like you say, go by the book.
I think what's also important to point out is that we had 2 very similar house sits here in Mexico. That is, both houses are off the grid. Both houses are very remote. And so there were very similar properties, multiple animals, but completely the opposite. Our second experience here in Mexico has been absolutely beyond anybody's expectations, what you get from. Extremely nice people, everything very detailed, all the instructions, everything about it was the total opposite of our first experience.
And that's why we have to say that sometimes a lot of people, like I have a lot of in my group, and they say, well, I did once and I didn't like it. And the thing is, you cannot just take this one experience, and because it's so different every time. Every time is totally different. Sometimes you think it's perfect place, but something happened. Sometimes it's in the beginning, sometimes it's during the sit, sometimes it's at the end. That's why you have to have some kind of I say coaching, but have somebody to, hey, is it normal? Is it normal to have those things? And that's why I want to, I'm doing interview with other people, but I offer also this support because, you know, I'm full-time house sitter, like, I don't know if I mentioned it, for the past 4 years. And you begin, and a lot of people wants to have this lifestyle. You still have a house back there, so you're not totally digital removed. I don't think so.
No,
Is
no.
it in your plan? Just let go your house and do that full time?
So since September, we
Okay.
started our first house sit. Then we are going back to Iceland in middle of December.
Okay.
And then we sort of have to get a little distance from all our experience to realize what we can do, because this is definitely something we want to do.
Okay.
And we are going to find more places in the world to do house sit for. But I think we will sort of go back home and find
Reground
and take
reground
decisions.
yourself.
Yeah, keep our base. No, I think to begin with, I think we would always be keeping our base back home. And obviously, you know, family, children, everybody, at least in our family, is back home. So it's nice to be able to go back whenever we would like to, but obviously this is something that's going to evolve.
Yeah. So why did you start doing house sitting? Did you heard about it? Did somebody told you about it? What happened in your life that you just, poof, I'm going to do that?
It was partly because of us work. Too much, you know, being in a stressful working environment.
Yeah, I know.
For a long time, we decided that we are both at a time and place where we can slow down and do less work. And so we decided, why not try something adventurous, since we both have much experience, you know, flying around the world and working out of a hotel room and what have you. So
you were already able to go in different place and set up, especially because I was in the cinema business, and artistic, we have to go to show, we have to go to on set, we know that traveling, so it's easy. I think it's easier for some kind of personality to do house sitting. It's not totally for everyone, I think, but
yes,
it's good. How long you been together?
Only less than 2 years.
We are COVID couple. I was in a very long relationship for almost 30 years. Okay. And
yeah, me too. So we have now similar lifestyle, having children that are grown up and being sort of alone, and mentioning that we are a COVID-born couple. Some years back, I had been sort of looking into those things, like the website, the Trusted House Sitters, and more websites, just to see what it is about. So it had been my dream for long, but I couldn't find how it should work. Yeah,
and you have to have the companion also. That's exactly how, because we are a young couple also. We've been together for 4 years, and we decide almost right away to do this lifestyle. And you have to find the right person to do that, because you're 24 together. And
because when I thought, when we met and we started to talk about dreams and things that we would like to do, I told him my experience that I had been, because of COVID, I got stuck in Costa Rica the year before. And then I realized, also being stuck there for 6 months nearly, then I realized, okay, this is what I would love to do. So when I told him about my experience, that I would love to spend more time, more part of the year elsewhere than Iceland, then he said, oh, sure, it's the same as I am wanting to do. So
we actually did go as soon as we were able to travel because of COVID. Early this year, we went to Greece for 3 months. So we spent 3 months in Greece together.
It's good test. It's a good
It
test.
was a very good test.
Yes.
Yeah, we did Mexico, so you have to you have to do this test. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we are here.
So,
It works.
and I have to say, we have been fortunate in that sense that we have spent basically every single day together.
Yeah.
In COVID times.
Yeah, what I find when you're a young couple and you're together very, short period, it's like one day is like 1 year.
Yes.
And if you're together 2 years, it's like 20 years. I find that's what I find, and it's more the speed. The time is speeding, so it's a learning process, and that's a good thing too. So how did you hear about house sitting? Is somebody tell you, or did you just because trusted house sitter? Somebody told you about that?
Yeah. Now I remember. Okay, before I started to look into those things, my mom's best friend that passed away when she was 40, a very good friend. She had 3 children, and her oldest son had already been in France, taking care of a place which I understood was more, it was like a vineyard and a castle, and they were taking care of the area for 1 whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay.
So that sort of was my first knowing about this, that it exists. And then like 1 or 2 years later, I met that old friend of mine and said, hey, yeah, and I heard about this. My mom told me, and he said, yeah, it was a really, really good experience. It was difficult. It was different than we expected, but the experience was amazing.
We ended up, we signed on to Trusted House Sitters after looking at various different communities, and we decided that Trusted would be the one that we would like to
that's the best
stay
one.
with.
There is one thing I was thinking about when you ask about when you talk about the security. When we have a house sit and when we are looking into this, it sort of was in the back of my mind thinking it would have been nice to approach the supporting people on Trusted House Sitters web to ask them, so we are going to do this, we are experiencing this, so beforehand, sort of, which we did not. So I contacted them afterwards to have a chat about what happened and a little bit what should we do thing. So I thought, okay, we could have done that because, like you say, it's more insured and more secure than we knew.
Well, you have been our source of inspiration and information about the whole. What should come first actually is after we started speaking. I mean, all that information has come from you.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have to tell people about what's going on
because
and
of your experience.
And my experience and so much people who wants to. You see, I'm creating a free webinar because it's and I have my masterclass that's coming in English very soon. But just to give some pointer about, if you're good for that, if you're not good for that, if you want to do this lifestyle. And I just posted on different group, and I have about 600 people who wants to know about house sitting because they changing their life. Right now, what I feel is like a big movement about people of 50 and more. That's why they don't want a house, they don't want nothing, or they just want a smaller thing. And the COVID caused that, I think, to realize all those things. They don't want to have a big stress job. And the thing is, you can work online, you can do your stuff online a little bit, and depending what you do, of course. But it's something it's a lifestyle. It's a really like a new kind of lifestyle. And what changed in your life since you're a young couple, but because you're when in a fast track of being in new place, new house, and experiencing new country. What did you realize you put something in conscience, I think, and you can never go back because you realize that. That's what I want to know.
Well, I think this experience that we've had so far since September has really, I would say, just confirmed our wanting to actually spend most of the year doing this.
Mm.
I think the obviously, as I said before, we would like to be able to always to go back home and hug the kids and our parents and family.
Yeah.
But we are very much interested in keeping on and going on about doing this and find places around the world where we can go and also I think that one of the things obviously that is a plus, and that is always the animals.
Exactly.
We are animal lovers, and that has been the thing that we have enjoyed so much, is to meet all these incredible animals wherever we have been.
Yeah, and I think that's a new way to connect with animals, but don't have the responsibility of the animal for a lifetime. It's like sometimes 12, 15, 18 years, you have to be, that's giving a break to the owner so they can go and have somebody in their house and don't have to move the animal. And the animal have a new friend, because, just the love, just our last one, just because it's in my head. I left him Monday. I love this dog so much. But the thing is, it's just like on the movie set. You're 3 months, on the concert or whatever, spectacle. You're 3 months in a group, in a troupe, and you love each other, but after whoop is going, and you're creating another one, and whoof is going. So you get some kind of, I realize in my conscience, I can love and just detach myself. I don't get like so much, just this dog goes, this person. You open your world, I think.
Yeah, I think the value, how we look at things now compared to how I looked at things a year ago, or I think the value I put into things also. Let's say that, like yesterday, I was thinking, okay, can I move this heavy vase? Can I move this heavy furniture or whatever it is, a thing that I want to buy? Can I take it with me back home? And then I thought, why would I like to have the Mexican thing in my home back home?
Exactly. That's a good point.
I don't know actually what I'm gonna do. I don't have to complicate my life back home more. So then I thought, no, I'm gonna enjoy the things while I'm here. I'm gonna enjoy watching and being in people's home.
That's an amazing point. Amazing point. And that's where you see, because I tested, where you see we have a pulsion of buying souvenir or buying stuff, and especially in Christmas time. I just started a group called Luxury Minimalist Lifestyle. I just started a group because for me, being minimalist is also being in the luxury and comfort thing. And
by the way, I love it.
Because people actually put minimalist with the ugly thing. For me, it's like being minimalist is, I did a video last week. I was in a Christmas shop, and it's really tempting. You want to bring stuff, you want to buy. It's human. You want to do that. You want to bring, you have memory, and you want to create memory. But I did a video, I say, put it in your basket and, fill your portion, because there's a portion. And after leave the basket there. So you kind of have a release, and of course you say like, what I'm gonna do in my suitcase. You have to think about those. It costs some money to bring this piece of, you love it there. It's just, you love the animal where you are, and you don't want to bring them with you.
Well, actually, yesterday we asked the owners if we could bring the animals back home, but more like a joke. But that would never be the same. So we better let things be how they are.
Yeah.
But like you say, the souvenirs you want to bring back home, and that is endless. And then because we are not in our making our nest years.
No.
Yeah.
So we are more like enjoying what we have and what we can enjoy in communication with each other and people and animals.
Create memory another way than having stuff. Having stuff is, of course, you buy it and you're going to leave it in your house. And it's a big change. It's a big way to change. And this happened in 1 year. This happened also for us in 2 years. What in your, let's say in 2022, because we are at the end of 2021, what are your planning? Do you have a little planning? Did you think about this future, this near future?
I think we have, we spoke about this actually. We are planning to be back on the road maybe February next year. So we're going to see if we can start planning ahead. We have commitments in Iceland in the beginning of February. So once that is, once we're done with that, I think we want to see how we can put things together as a schedule. Obviously, COVID is still playing a big part probably in that. Since
do you want to do a short term or long term?
We want to do long term.
Yeah. What is long term for you?
Less 1 month at least.
1 month.
Nothing less than a month.
Because the human brain need at least 2 weeks to set up. So it's very important to have at least that, because it's too much. I think when you're young is fine, but you're getting older, you need to have a little ground somewhere.
Absolutely.
And
also in terms of costs, obviously it does cost money to go from one place to another.
Of course. Do you have a country in preference?
I don't think we do actually.
Well, we went to Mexico. We searched for things in Mexico because we had not been there. Not me and not you. And we wanted to experience a new country. We were in Greece, beginning of the year. We had not been there. And so actually, no, we don't.
If we would come across a house in Australia or New Zealand for 3-4 months.
It's a lot of them.
We would consider it. We would absolutely.
New Zealand.
Yeah. From Iceland to New Zealand is a long travel. So we would never go there for less than
of course
3 months, I would say.
Yeah.
We have both been, we have both had the experience to go to South Africa, to Cape Town. So, that's obviously something, anywhere in the world, really, as long as it's, based on our experience, we would love to go somewhere. We were actually talking about Colombia. With the people here that we have got to know, and
Colombia, yes, that's one good thing to mention.
We are very flexible.
Cool. So what your friend are thinking about your lifestyle?
It's a good question. I would say all my friends and family, they ask, so how can you do it? How is it? Isn't it tiring to be in someone else's home? And I understand the question very well. And when you think about it, how can people do this? But this is something that I really recommend people to try, because you don't know it until you try, and then you learn what are you attached to. I find myself sometimes wanting to, like you mentioned, the 2 weeks are at least for us to find ourselves. But after 3 weeks, maybe I find myself thinking, I'm trying to put everything in place that I am going to live there. But that's not how it is.
No, No, and you have to live in people's stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
and respect.
Adjust.
and respect.
Respect others' home.
Yeah.
So I think my friends and family, they are getting used to it because also what I was doing at work,
Yeah, of
that I
course.
was traveling a lot.
Of
So
course.
I think it also has a lot to do with your personality. If you are wanting to be free, or if you want to be very
Settle. Yeah. Do you have a, because I do, so it's funny to ask, do you have a ritual when you go to a place to make your place like you feel home, like little thing? Do you have a little ritual?
Yes, well, yeah, we
Okay,
do.
what is it?
We have our little personal things. I mean, I think it's very nice to sort of without
Moving stuff.
taking over their home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what I tend to is to make the whole place mine, but that's not
yeah.
good thing to do. It's
Yeah.
better to find your little corner.
Mhm.
Like where we are now, we are having a little courtyard and a casita, and it's so lovely. We can put our little shells and a candle and some sort of
It doesn't have to be
personal
much.
things. No.
No, and exactly what I do, I buy some nice cover of couch cover, like something I find in the market, and I put it right away because I know the color, I know the thing, and I have all my candle and my little thing, and in my room. For me, my room is my bedroom and my bathroom. I do it like is mine. So and the rest, and after when you take out, for me, when we take out the cover, it's come back their, it's like their place, and I feel like I'm taking myself away and I'm leaving. That's it's very, I think it's very important to tell people, if you have a little ritual that you can create a little corner of yourself, you can be fine doing that.
Yes.
If you cannot, because that's most of the people, they say, oh, I cannot sleep in a hotel room more than 2 days. But if you have, because I guess because we did work in traveling, and we traveled for our job, and I had to do that for my job, and do my little corner and do my little setting up, and it's very important.
I think there is one thing I remember now that we have as a really important thing in our stay is the coffee.
Okay, cool. So you have well, you bring your stuff, you bring your coffee machine?
No, we haven't.
No, we have to adjust to what they have, but it's kind of okay. So how is the coffee for tomorrow morning, the first morning? So we have to adjust to what we have, and we just then go and buy our favorite beans or something. But to be able to have our cup of coffee in the morning is very important to us.
We have been very lucky and fortunate in all places. The coffee setup has been the way that we would have done it ourselves.
Yeah.
But what we did in the 3 months that we stayed in Greece, we just went out and bought our own coffee thing, and they traveled with us.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Left it
we have
behind.
a bottom, and we buy a coffee we like. And that's a good point, because exactly
like you say, you buy a little cover or a beach towel or something, you put it there and it's yours, and then you take it away, and it's important for people when they come back home,
or a cover for the table that you like, like something you and you can roll it and put in your suitcase, and that's amazing what that does, what it changes. You really feel like you're home. And a lot of time people are used to the same corner in their house, are used to the same place, the same stuff, and you recreate it.
I remember when I was working in Sweden once, and I bought this little kitchen towel, and on it it stood home is where heart is where your home is where your heart is.
Yeah. And you keep it.
So this saying was like, it's easy to think it that way, that if you feel home in here,
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think you realize that when you do that lifestyle, because you recreate and you just you're there and you recreate your job if you need to work in a remote place, and if not, it's good. And there's a lot of people who are retiring now. And for us, that's for is creating we feel like we're helping the owner, we're helping the animal, and a lot of people when they retire, what's the biggest question they are scared to be, what you doing of your day? And because most of the people, they don't know what to do. They don't know, they do nothing for the 30 years of their life they have left over. And can you imagine just by giving your time to a house and an animal that needs some help? It's changed your life. It's changed your life for your old age also. You get old happier, I think.
A sense of purpose.
A sense of purpose, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think what it is.
So people are able to travel without their animals, and they're gonna travel and feel secure that there is someone in the house that they trust.
So do you have a house sitter in your house?
No, we don't, but we have, we've had people, for instance, we have a couple who are from Spain and Ireland. They have been, what now? This is the third time that they spend time in Iceland. They come to Iceland for work. And so if we are away, they usually call us ahead of time, maybe a couple of months or so, and ask us what our plans are. So that's also a part of us creating a schedule, is that we call them and find out, are they coming and when, and do they know? And so we try to actually schedule maybe something around their schedule as well, which is very good.
Because you have someone in your house, even if you don't have animal, because well, they say after 30 days, if something happened to your house and the insurance doesn't pay, because you're supposed to have somebody there, or you're supposed to be able to watch your house or whatever. And since the COVID is a lot where we are, it's abandoned their house and empty house is a lot. So, and this is a good lifestyle. So if we want to contact you and say, well, those lovely people, we want to have them in our house, do you have something so we can reach you? Or do you have, because we're going to put it on the bottom of the video. So if you have a link of something.
We have email addresses and we use WhatsApp as well.
Okay, so we can
to start with.
We can put with that, and you have a nice profile also. So the one I made, so we can add the phone number and stuff like that. It's a good way to advertise yourself and do a little thing.
And I think also for us, I think our Facebook presence is also a good, for people to see, where we come from. And
that's a good point. So I will add the link of how to reach you. I wish you very good luck for the 2022. That's what we're going to keep in touch, but evolution, and that's a good way you did in 2021, because you started that in 2021. And I wish you good luck in your, in your life, in your love life, so you can continue, grow, and have this wonderful life. And that's. I want to thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We look forward.
Nice to know you.
Okay. So have a wonderful day, because at night. See you soon. Ciao. Faces merchant change, but your face remains the same.